2025 Honda Pilot vs Toyota Grand Highlander. Which is more practical? Hey everyone! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on real-world reviews and head-to-head comparisons like this one. Today, we're diving into a matchup that has been heating up in the world of family SUVs. The 2025 Honda Pilot versus the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander. These are two of the most talked about three-row SUVs on the market right now, and for good reason. Whether you're a parent juggling car seats and backpacks or someone who just wants space, comfort, and reliability on the road, this is going to be the kind of comparison you won't want to miss. Choosing the right family SUV is no small decision. You're not just buying a vehicle, you're investing in peace of mind, safety, and daily practicality for your family. Now, let's talk about what makes these two SUVs stand out. First up, the Honda Pilot, a name that's been a staple in the mid-size SUV world for years. The 2025 model brings in bold styling with a more rugged, boxy redesign, advanced tech features, and improved off-road capabilities with trims like the Trail Sport. Inside, you're getting seating for up to 8 passengers, a user-friendly infotainment system, and plenty of thoughtful storage solutions that cater perfectly to the chaos of family life. Honda also gives you their full suite of safety features standard, things like adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, and collision mitigation braking. So right out of the gate, the Pilot is designed to protect your crew. Then we have the Toyota Grand Highlander, which is essentially Toyota's answer to families who wanted something a little more spacious than the regular Highlander. And wow, did they deliver! This isn't just a longer Highlander, it's a full-blown three-row SUV with roomier third-row seating, more cargo capacity, and an optional hybrid powertrain that brings serious fuel savings without sacrificing performance. You've also got a clean, upscale interior that feels almost luxury-grade in the higher trims, and Toyota's reputation for reliability is baked into every inch. Plus, the Grand Highlander also comes with Toyota Safety Sense 3.0, so you're getting a robust package of driver assistance tech with every model. So why are we making this video? Because the market is absolutely packed with family SUVs, and these two are leading the charge. But they're also very different in how they approach family utility, technology, efficiency, and even driving feel. Some people are drawn to the rugged appeal of the Pilot, while others are swayed by the upscale versatility and hybrid efficiency of the Grand Highlander. Both are excellent vehicles, but depending on your lifestyle, the size of your family, your driving habits, and even what kind of road trips you take, one may fit your needs better than the other. That's why today's video is all about breaking it down. We're going to compare these two SUVs in all the ways that matter most to real families: interior space, comfort, tech and infotainment, performance, safety, fuel economy, and value for money. We're not just reading specs off a sheet, we're looking at how these vehicles actually perform in the real world. How does the third row feel for adults or growing teens? Can you fit a stroller in the back with all the seats up? How intuitive is the infotainment system when you're trying to find your kids' favorite playlist mid-drive? These are the things that really matter when you're living with these vehicles every day. So if you're currently shopping for your next family vehicle and can't decide between the 2025 Honda Pilot and the Toyota Grand Highlander, or if you're just a fan of practical, well-rounded SUVs, stick around, because we've got a full breakdown coming up. We'll show you exactly where each model shines, where it falls a little short, and which one might be the better long-term fit for your unique needs. Whether you're a weekend adventurer, a school-run champion, or somewhere in between, we're here to help you make a confident, informed choice. Let's get started. Alright, now that we've set the stage, let's open the doors and step inside. Because when it comes to family SUVs, interior space and comfort are everything. You can have all the horsepower and infotainment features in the world, but if your third row passengers are crammed or the cargo area is a nightmare to access, that SUV won't cut it for daily life. So, how do the 2025 Honda Pilot and Toyota Grand Highlander stack up when it comes to what's going on inside the cabin? Let's break it down. Starting with the Honda Pilot, the first thing you'll notice is the more rugged and truck-like interior styling, especially if you're sitting in the Trail Sport or Elite trims. The layout is spacious, intuitive, and very driver-focused. Seating-wise, the Pilot gives you room for up to 8 passengers with a standard second-row bench, or 7 if you opt for the available second-row captain's chairs. One thing Honda does really well here is maximize legroom and headroom across all 3 rows. Up front, the seats are wide and supportive, and tall drivers won't feel cramped thanks to generous leg and shoulder space. The second row offers ample room for adults, and the third row is decently accommodating too. It's still best for kids or shorter trips if you're full up, but it's not just an emergency seat like in some rivals. Now, sliding over to the Toyota Grand Highlander, you immediately notice a different design vibe. Toyota went with a cleaner, more upscale approach inside, especially in higher trims like the Limited or Platinum. The materials feel plush, soft touch surfaces are everywhere, and the layout is extremely user-friendly. Like the Pilot, it can seat 7 or 8 passengers, depending on whether you go with captain's chairs or the bench. But here's where the Grand Highlander really shines. It's one of the most spacious 3-row SUVs Toyota has ever made. The third row isn't just usable, it's actually comfortable for adults, with more legroom than the standard Highlander, and even a bit more than the Pilot. So if you have teens, taller passengers, or just need that third row for more than 10 minutes at a time, the Grand Highlander has a real edge. Let's talk seat operation, because parents, we know the struggle of flipping seats while juggling diaper bags or carpool lines. In the Honda Pilot, Honda includes an easy one-touch slide and fold function for the second row, making access to the third row pretty straightforward. You can do it with one hand, which is great if your other hand is holding a snack or a soccer ball. The rear seats also fold flat quickly, and Honda gives you a deep underfloor storage well in the trunk area, which is a huge bonus for road trips or Costco runs. The Grand Highlander is similarly user-friendly. Toyota's second row seats slide and fold easily, and the power folding third row option in upper trims is a major convenience. When everything's folded flat, the cargo area in both SUVs is impressively large, but the Grand Highlander slightly edges out the Pilot with its longer cargo floor and more vertical height, especially if you're packing big items like suitcases, strollers, or even camping gear. Now let's zoom in on overall cabin comfort, because this is what makes or breaks those long family drives. In the Honda Pilot, you'll find firm but supportive seating, with available leather upholstery and soft touch padding on the doors and dash in the higher trims. The new design includes tri-zone automatic climate control, so everyone can stay cool or warm depending on where they sit. The cabin is nicely insulated, with just a hint of wind or road noise at highway speeds. Definitely a quieter ride than older Pilots. Honda's engineers did a solid job of tuning the suspension to balance comfort and control, which means even when the kids fall asleep in the back, they're not getting jostled around on every bump. Meanwhile, the Toyota Grand Highlander leans into a smoother, more luxury-like experience. The seats are plush and well-cushioned, and the second row in particular feels more lounge-like, especially with captain's chairs. You get soft leather options, contrast stitching, and even ventilated seats in the higher trims, which is a game-changer on hot days. Sound insulation in the Grand Highlander is excellent. Toyota's really stepped up their NVH game, so you'll notice a quieter ride overall, especially at highway speeds. The climate control is also tri-zone, with rear passengers getting their own vents and controls, and even heated seats in the second row depending on the trim. For families who do lots of traveling, or anyone who values peace and quiet, the Grand Highlander really feels like a refined, road trip-ready SUV. Both SUVs come with lots of clever interior storage. You'll find deep door bins, sliding consoles, and cup holders for days. Honda's center console in the Pilot is particularly spacious and well-designed, while Toyota's floating center stack leaves room for a handy storage shelf underneath. USB ports? Both have them, everywhere. You're looking at multiple USB-C ports across all rows, wireless charging pads, and power outlets in both vehicles, so everyone can stay connected, charged, and entertained. So here's the bottom line on interior space and comfort. If your priority is maximum passenger room and upscale comfort, Especially in the third row, the Toyota Grand Highlander takes the lead. It's got more usable space in all three rows and a quieter, more luxurious vibe. But if you want a rugged, practical SUV with versatile seat configurations, underfloor cargo storage, and a little more edge to its design, then the Honda Pilot is still a top contender. Neither SUV feels cramped or cheap. They're both excellent family haulers, but their personalities are different. The Pilot feels like a smart, adventure-ready cabin, while the Grand Highlander feels more like a premium lounge on wheels. Alright, let's move into one of the biggest deal breakers for families and weekend warriors alike: cargo space and overall versatility. Because when it comes to a three-row SUV, it's not just about how many people you can fit inside. It's also about how much stuff you can bring along for the ride, and how easy it is to load and organize everything from soccer gear to groceries to full-blown vacation luggage. So how do the 2025 Honda Pilot and the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander stack up when it's time to pack up and go? Let's pop the trunks and take a look. Starting with the Honda Pilot, you've got a solid cargo setup that balances family practicality with everyday flexibility. With all three rows of seats upright, the Pilot gives you about 22.4 cubic feet of cargo space, which is more than enough for a week's worth of groceries or a couple of carry-on suitcases. Fold the third row down, and that number jumps up to a very generous around 59.5 cubic feet. If you need to go full-on moving day mode, folding down both the second and third rows opens up over 111.8 cubic feet of flat-loading floor, giving you a huge and usable space that can swallow furniture, outdoor gear, or anything else life throws your way. Plus, Honda added a multi-level cargo floor in the trunk that lets you store items below the surface or create a flat load height for easy sliding. Now over to the Toyota Grand Highlander, which was clearly designed with maximum cargo volume in mind. With all seats up, you're already looking at about 20.6 cubic feet, which is slightly less than the Pilot on paper, but still very usable. And Toyota's squared-off rear shape makes it easier to load bulky items without wrestling with a sloped lift gate. Drop the third row, and you unlock around 57.9 cubic feet, which again, is right in line with the Pilot. But where the Grand Highlander pulls ahead is with all seats folded, where it delivers a massive 97.5 cubic feet of space. While that's a bit less than the Pilot's total, the shape and flatness of the cargo area make it especially easy to slide in wide or long objects like folding tables, large coolers, or camping gear. But it's not just about cubic feet. Let's talk storage compartments, those little details that make everyday life easier. In the Honda Pilot, the center console is impressively large. You've got a deep bin under the armrest that can hold a full-size purse or a lunchbox, along with a sliding tray for smaller items like sunglasses or snacks. The glove box is roomy, the door pockets are wide enough for water bottles and tablets, and Honda even added a shelf in front of the passenger seat to keep phones and wallets from flying around. There's also clever underfloor storage in the cargo area that's water-resistant and perfect for muddy boots or wet towels after a day out. The Toyota Grand Highlander, on the other hand, offers one of the smartest cabin layouts in the segment. The center console has a floating design with an open shelf below that's perfect for storing bags, tablets, or even a small diaper bag. You also get 2 tiers of storage in the armrest console and a ton of cup holders and slots for tech gear throughout the cabin. The glove box is decent sized, and the door bins are deep and usable. Toyota really paid attention to family-friendly design here. There's even a hidden cubby behind the infotainment screen in some trims that's great for tucking away valuables or extra charging cables. Now let's talk real-world use cases, because numbers are nice. But can you actually fit that bulky stroller or a week's worth of luggage without turning into a game of Tetris? In the Honda Pilot, the low load in height and wide opening make it super easy to lift in heavy items. And thanks to that underfloor compartment, you can stash smaller bags or emergency kits out of the way. We tested it with a full-size jogging stroller and 2 medium-sized suitcases, and everything fit behind the third row without issue. Fold that third row down, and you've got all the space in the world, plus Honda's available hands-free liftgate adds convenience when your hands are full. The Toyota Grand Highlander doesn't disappoint here either. The tailgate opening is large and nearly square, and it also offers a low lift-over height, making it easy for kids to toss in backpacks or for adults to slide in coolers or boxes. With the third row up, you can still fit a folded stroller and a couple of duffel bags side by side. Fold it down, and the flat cargo floor is ready for big hauls. There's even a power folding third row in higher trims that lets you drop the seats at the touch of a button. Super helpful when you're in a hurry or holding a toddler. Bottom line? If you're looking for the most raw cargo volume, the Honda Pilot technically offers more space, especially with everything folded flat. Its boxier rear end and underfloor storage make it a strong choice for serious haulers. But if you're prioritizing clever interior packaging and more accessible, flexible storage solutions, the Toyota Grand Highlander holds its own with smart cubbies, easier access to the third row, and smoother power seat folding options. Both SUVs are excellent for families who need to bring a lot along, whether that's sports gear, luggage, or Costco hauls, but they go about it slightly differently. So whether you're moving your kid into a college dorm, packing for a cross-country trip, or just making the usual school drop-off and grocery run loop, both the Pilot and the Grand Highlander deliver excellent cargo versatility. It really comes down to how much space you need on a regular basis, and whether you value Honda's maximum capacity or Toyota's premium convenience features. Either way, you can't go wrong with either of these family-focused cargo haulers. Now let's shift gears, literally, and talk about something that's always top of mind for families who spend a lot of time on the road: fuel efficiency and performance. Because whether you're running errands around town, heading out on long road trips, or just navigating the daily grind of school drop-offs and soccer practice, how much fuel your SUV burns, and how it drives while doing it, makes a huge difference. Not just for your wallet, but for your overall experience behind the wheel. So how do the 2025 Honda Pilot and 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander stack up when it comes to balancing power with efficiency? Let's break it down. Starting with fuel economy, the numbers are closer than you might expect, but there are some important distinctions to highlight. The 2025 Honda Pilot, equipped with its tried-and-true 3.5-liter V6 engine, delivers an EPA estimated 19 miles per gallon in the city and 27 miles per gallon on the highway for front-wheel drive models. If you go with all-wheel drive, you'll see slightly lower figures, around 19 city and 25 highway. Not groundbreaking, but still solid for a 3-row SUV of this size with a traditional V6 under the hood. And in real-world mixed driving, the Pilot tends to hold up pretty well, especially on long freeway stretches, where that 10-speed automatic transmission helps keep the revs low and the ride smooth. Now, when we hop over to the Toyota Grand Highlander, things get a bit more interesting. You've got multiple powertrains to choose from, something Honda doesn't currently offer. The base model features a 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, which offers around 21 miles per gallon in the city and 28 miles per gallon on the highway with front-wheel drive, giving it a slight edge in fuel efficiency over the Pilot. But the real star of the show is Toyota's Hybrid and Hybrid Max models. The standard hybrid pairs a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with an electric motor, delivering up to 36 miles per gallon city and 32 miles per gallon highway, which is a total game changer if fuel efficiency is your number one priority. For families who rack up miles quickly or who want to cut back on gas station stops, this version of the Grand Highlander stands out in a big way. And if you want power and performance to go along with better efficiency, Toyota has you covered with the Hybrid Max. This version combines a turbocharged engine with electric motors to crank out 362 horsepower, while still managing a respectable 27 miles per gallon combined. That's more power than anything the Pilot offers, and it gives the Grand Highlander a fun, confident feel when merging or passing on the highway. Plus it can tow up to 5,000 pounds, just like the Honda Pilot. Speaking of performance, let's talk about how these two actually drive, because numbers are one thing, but how they feel behind the wheel is what really matters when you're hauling your most precious cargo. The Honda Pilot continues to deliver a traditional SUV feel. It's got that naturally aspirated V6 with 285 horsepower, which means smooth and predictable acceleration. It's not overly sporty, but it's responsive and has enough muscle to handle highway merging or climbing steep grades without breaking a sweat. The 10-speed automatic shifts smoothly, and the steering feels solid, with a slight weight that gives you confidence on winding roads. The ride is tuned for comfort. It glides over potholes and rough patches nicely, making it an ideal cruiser for long drives with the family. Plus, the all-wheel drive system, especially in the Trail Sport trim, adds extra grip and confidence if you ever venture off pavement. Now, on the Toyota Grand Highlander side, the base turbo engine offers decent punch, especially with its 310 lb-ft of torque, which comes in low and gives the SUV a bit more pep when starting from a stop. It feels a little more energetic than the Pilot's V6 at lower speeds. The hybrid version is quieter and more relaxed. It's not going to win any drag races, but it makes up for that with smooth, seamless acceleration, especially in stop-and-go city traffic where the electric motor can do most of the work. The Hybrid Max? That one's a whole different beast. It's downright quick for a 3-row SUV. 0 to 60 comes in under 6 seconds, which is seriously impressive for a family hauler. And with standard all-wheel drive, it handles twisty roads or wet conditions with confidence. When it comes to handling and braking, both the Pilot and the Grand Highlander prioritize comfort over sportiness, but they still hold their own. The Pilot has a slightly firmer suspension, which helps keep body roll in check on curves, while the Grand Highlander leans more towards soft, cushioned ride quality. Braking is strong and predictable in both SUVs, and visibility is excellent from the driver's seat in each. Wide windshields, elevated seating positions, and large mirrors help with everything from parking to highway lane changes. So what does all this mean for you and your family? If you're looking for a more traditional driving feel, with strong V6 performance, a smooth shifting automatic, and a chassis that feels solid and confident, the 2025 Honda Pilot is going to be your go-to. It does everything well without trying to reinvent the wheel, and sometimes that's exactly what you want. But if fuel savings and modern drivetrain choices are high on your priority list, the Toyota Grand Highlander makes a compelling case, especially with the hybrid versions. You'll get excellent gas mileage, cutting-edge technology under the hood, and with the Hybrid Max, you don't even have to sacrifice performance to get it. It's a rare combo of power and efficiency, and for the right buyer, it can be a real game changer. At the end of the day, both the Pilot and Grand Highlander are more than capable of meeting a family's needs. Your choice might come down to whether you value the classic V6 driving experience of the Pilot or the forward-thinking efficiency and engine variety of the Grand Highlander. Either way, you're getting a well-rounded SUV that's ready to handle the demands of modern family life. Now, let's talk about the part that hits home for most families: price and value. Because let's face it, when you're shopping for a 3-row SUV, you're not just thinking about how it looks in the driveway or how it handles on the road. You're asking yourself, what am I really getting for my money? And in the case of the 2025 Honda Pilot and 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander, both bring a lot to the table, but they do it in slightly different ways when it comes to pricing, trim structure, and overall bang for your buck. Let's start with the Honda Pilot. The base sport trim kicks things off with a starting price of around $39,900 for front-wheel drive. That's not exactly entry-level territory, but you do get quite a few features right out of the gate, like a 7-inch touchscreen, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, Honda's Sensing Safety Suite, and a V6 engine that's standard across the board. As you climb the trim ladder through EXL, Touring, Trail Sport, and finally the top-of-the-line Elite, the price rises accordingly. A fully loaded Pilot Elite with all-wheel drive will run you close to $54,000, but by that point, you're getting luxury-like features: leather upholstery, a panoramic sunroof, heated and ventilated front seats, a 12-speaker Bose audio system, and a 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster. One standout trim is the Trail Sport, which adds off-road capability with features like all-terrain tires, a raised suspension, and a more rugged look, all for a price around $48,000, making it a sweet spot for adventurous families who want capability without blowing their budget. Now let's move over to the Toyota Grand Highlander. The base XLE trim starts slightly higher, at about $43,000. but it includes more standard features than the base Pilot, like a 12.3-inch touchscreen, wireless smartphone connectivity, tri-zone climate control, and a suite of Toyota Safety Sense tech. So yes, the sticker price is higher, but Toyota's throwing in more tech and convenience features from the jump. The trims progress through Limited and Platinum, and then you've got the Hybrid and Hybrid Max options that push the pricing up to the mid and high $50 KS. A fully loaded Grand Highlander Platinum with the Hybrid Max powertrain can top out around $58,000, putting it squarely in the premium territory. But again, what you get for that money is a powerful hybrid system, AWD, leather everywhere, massive displays, heated/ventilated seats in both rows, and more. It's almost Lexus-level comfort in a Toyota badge. So how do these two stack up in terms of value? Well, it really depends on your priorities. If you're looking for reliability, straightforward performance, and solid features at every trim level, the Honda Pilot is going to make a lot of sense. It doesn't overwhelm you with too many options or powertrain choices. It keeps things simple and focused, and that's a value in itself. Plus, Honda has a well-earned reputation for long-term durability, which can pay off down the road in lower repair costs and higher resale value. On the flip side, if you're the kind of buyer who wants more modern tech, more efficient powertrain options, and the ability to choose between gas and hybrid models, the Toyota Grand Highlander gives you a broader palette to work with. Yes, it may cost more upfront, especially if you go for the Hybrid Max, but you'll likely save on fuel, get more advanced tech, and enjoy a more premium feel in the cabin. And considering Toyota's own reputation for reliability, especially in its hybrid models, you're still making a smart long-term investment. Let's not forget the resale value and ownership costs. Historically, both Honda and Toyota hold their value well, with Toyota having a slight edge in hybrid residual values. Insurance rates, maintenance costs, and depreciation trends suggest you won't go wrong with either brand. But if fuel efficiency is your primary concern, those savings from Toyota's hybrid models can really add up over time. So what's the final verdict when it comes to best value for your money? If you're looking for a traditional, capable family SUV that delivers consistent quality and comfort at every trim level without confusing options, the 2025 Honda Pilot is the reliable pick. But if you want to maximize fuel efficiency, get a bit more in the way of tech and luxury, and are open to investing a little more upfront, the Toyota Grand Highlander, especially the hybrid models, offers the better long-term value, particularly for families who spend a lot of time behind the wheel. Ultimately, your decision should be based on how you prioritize cost, features, and driving habits. Are you all about comfort, power, and predictability? Or do you lean toward efficiency, cutting-edge tech, and powertrain variety? Either way, both these SUVs are serious contenders, and in today's crowded three-row SUV market, that's saying a lot.